Hey Feasters, and welcome to episode 237. How can you convince someone to sign something? You can't, but you can get someone to do something that they're inclined to be hesitant on, and that's what I'm going to tell you about. Welcome to the Ask Rezzz podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm here to help you get past those bumps in the road, those struggles, those things that hold you back from building an amazing and profitable freelance business each and every single day. And obviously, it's all about the profits. So bottom line is that you can't convince someone to sign a contract. You can't convince anyone of anything if they don't have an open mind about it. And that's what the word convince is all about, right? You're trying to change somebody's mind in doing something. So to be honest with you, it's actually better for you to then go ahead and refer the project off than to spend the energy working at someone who has already decided not to work with you. With that being said, sales is all about helping somebody make a decision. If you are looking for someone to do something that they don't really want to, or they're inclined to not do it in a hasty manner, basically spend money, then you need to find a legit reason that is big enough for them to do so. So this means that you have to understand what the motivation is of that person. In my experience, businesses are motivated really on the basis of two big reasons, and both of those reasons are related. They want to get more money, or they want to save time, which ultimately translates into getting more money eventually through profits. The tricky part of this comes in when you want to discern if someone is basing their decision off of emotion or logic. The reason it's tricky is because their buying decision will be because it's both emotional and logical. Crazy, right? I'm always talking about how you should learn to trust your gut, and that if something doesn't feel right, then steer clear. Well, that's even more true when someone is buying from you. They need to feel that the purchase is the right decision before anything else, even if it's the logical choice to make. Simple case in point, have you ever had an argument with your brother or sister or good friend where you know logically you're correct? The facts of a night out maybe, or a story of you two growing up, you both start arguing back and forth, and then it gets elevated, it gets heated almost, that all logic goes right out the window. It doesn't even matter if you're saying the sky is blue at this point, because they feel that the sky is red. See, you can't convince them otherwise, because their emotions are dictating their thinking at this point. So you have to start by getting their emotional side of the brain to buy in before all else. You can do this through empathizing with them. You can do this by sharing a similar experience that you had with another client of yours where you helped them out. Another way to do this is by asking a question. In the book by Phil M. Jones, Exactly What to Say, he offers to use "how would you feel if" as a prefix to a future scenario. So, in your case, it may be, how would you feel if you got 100 more customers? How would you feel if your website was 2 seconds faster? How would you feel if your competitor outranked you and you lost a good portion of your organic traffic? That last one is actually one that I used with an existing client of mine a few months ago because that was the trend that was happening with them. Ultimately, they signed on for a new engagement to perform a site performance audit and then an overhaul. When I read Exactly What to Say a couple of weeks ago, and it's a very quick book, I highly recommend you check it out. I'll put the link in the show notes because I read it in a couple of days and I only sat down maybe 15 or 20 minutes each day. So it's a quick read, but very, very powerful and impactful. When I saw this example in this book, a light bulb went off in my head because it's something that I've seen work time and time again in my own sales conversations. When you understand the motivation and emotion that a client has around the problem that they are currently faced with and can create this future scenario for them, the more likely you are going to get someone to sign on. If you could create a great contrast from where they are now to that future scenario, well, you're going to increase your chances. If you have a question, ask Rezzz. That's me. By finding me on Twitter at Rezzz with 3 Z's, or head on over to askrezzz.com and go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts around any of the questions or hear what you get from any of the episodes. Until next time, it's your time to live in the feast.